What makes me comfortable expressing myself is not the fact that I think people will like what I express. It's not the fact that I think it's good. It's the fact that there is no other way. Like, if I don't express who I am, and if I hide who I am, I know that people genuinely don't know me and they don't love me for who I am. So I basically have a fake relationship with everyone. And the reason why I express myself is also not because, I need to establish this real relationship with people, but it's literally like lack of freedom to not be able to express who you are. And this comes down to, like your boundaries, your preferences, your like style, your dreams, what you like, what you don't like, your weirdness, and your values, all of these things. I think self-expression is just one of the most important things I can ever think about. What makes it hard to express ourselves sometimes is, maybe we've had experiences where we have expressed ourselves and it was faced with judgment and it was faced with criticism, and we think that by hiding ourselves we are running away from the criticism, but we're only making criticism a lot more stronger by avoiding it, because we're giving it so much power to actually stop us from living the way that we want to live. And this is like a little poison that keeps poisoning you, and it's so hard to come back from, because you just get used to being the most bland version of yourself, and people get used to that, so you feel even more resistance towards actually breaking that image that you have already built. So I think it's, it only gets worse. The more you hide yourself, the more it causes a problem, in my opinion. So you can't run away from box of self-expression by, just trying to be digestible for everyone. You also can't shove yourself down people's throats either. I'm not advocating for that. I don't think that self-expression is about your, opinions and your values are the most correct and everyone has to get along with it. That's not the point. The point is that you are okay to be who you are, regardless of who accepts it or not. So going back to my point of, I'm not being myself and I'm not expressing myself fully because I think people will like it. It's just that it is okay for me to not be liked by everyone. It is okay for me to have opinions that people don't agree with. It is okay for me to like stand for things and focus on things that people don't find important. It's okay for them to think it's like a silly thing to spend my time on. It's okay for people to think that I stand for the wrong things. It's okay for people to think I am, wasting time or doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing. Lack of self-expression is such a, it pulls you into such a void. I have wanted to start something like a YouTube channel or a podcast literally since like 2018. That's like 6 years ago, so it's been a while. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to start it is because I was starting to learn about these, like concepts of self-development and this kind of information that would help me. And I was so worried about sharing wrong kind of information and leading people the wrong way. I was so worried about that, and I kept not doing that. I kept hiding my true passion of just genuinely expressing what I've lived through so it can help other people. I put that off for so long, and now that I'm doing it, I'm really happy, but it almost feels like it's so hard for me to let all of that out that I have kept in for so long. And your values change, everything changes. Like, I wish I also talked about the things I cared about back then, because now those things I wanted to talk about are not as important because I've like gone past them, and I feel like it's very clear now, and it's very clear to people around me. Maybe it's still not clear to, a younger version of myself, people who are a little bit younger than me, or people who haven't experienced that particular thing yet, but I just don't have the same passion to share that anymore. So I feel like every part of your journey in your life is so important, and every time that you stay quiet and you don't express it, you are like putting like a black like cloth over that part of your life, and I feel like it's not fully living up to its potential. And its potential isn't supposed to be, like success related or anything like that, but it's just the fact that it's your life. And like, I just realized today, my dog, he got very sick and had a surgery today, and he's 10 years old now. He's over 10 years old, so he's like a senior dog now, which feels so crazy. And he might have cancer, and it just made me realize, like, life is literally, I knew this logically, but life is literally moving at a rate that I can't stop it. And my dog is getting old, and I am getting old, and I am thinking about the things I had a few years ago, and it was like a different chapter of my life. And I'm thinking, like, it's all slowly being left behind more and more. Like, I'm genuinely walking towards like the end of my life. Like, even though it seems very far right now, I'm just grasping the fact that it's coming really a lot quicker than I expect. And it's making me take a look at my life and how truly valuable each day of my life is, and each idea that I have, and each experience that I have, and each thing I stand for. They all have so much value because they're not gonna come back. They're not gonna, also be remembered. I just want to give them the space to exist. Like, we give our friends the space to exist. We give our family, our siblings, the space to exist and be themselves and express themselves. Like, why don't we give that to ourselves? That really upsets me. It really upsets me the times that I chose to hide myself. I chose to hide myself because I felt like the things I learnt about, the things I wanted to teach people also, were just like beginner stuff. It wasn't valuable. It wasn't something, I was capable of delivering. Or when I was going through body image issues, I would hide myself and not go out into the world because I felt like I wasn't good enough to look at, and I would avoid my hobbies. I would avoid dancing. With architecture, when I was studying, and I still have this sometimes, I would avoid going to classes, or I would just avoid showing up in general or being seen because I felt like my work wasn't up to a standard. And I look back now and I'm like, I was just trying my absolute best, and it was so cute. Like, every moment that I was trying my absolute best was so cute, and everything that was so upsetting at the time, now I look back at myself who was dealing through that, it's just so cute. And I didn't record that. I didn't save that moment. I was waiting for it to pass so I can be ready to express myself. How sad is that? So I obviously don't want to do that again, and I'm advising people to also not do it. I just want today to be a reminder that you should never hide yourself. You should never hide the version of you now. Your version of you tomorrow isn't better than your version of you today. I know that all this self-development talk around social media and everything that we're exposed to is saying only compare yourself to yourself and be better than yesterday. What's better? Is more success better? Is more discipline better? So are you not valuable unless you're disciplined? In that way, are you not valuable because you haven't gotten to a certain level yet? There will always be another level. There will always be another level. So who decides which level is actually worth being okay, you know what, I'm actually good. So you can't think that tomorrow is a more valuable version of you. You can't think that the future version of you is more worthy of being expressed, is more worthy of being seen, or more worthy of just existing. You are so valuable at every single moment of your life, even during your biggest mistake. Everything that you are doing at any moment deserves some sort of recognition and reflection, and you can't build yourself up hiding or in silence. You need to be exposed to life, and you need to experience things in order to understand even where you stand in the world, or where your values are and what you actually care about. So please don't hide yourself. Keep showing up. I just would say that till the day I die. Even the fact that I am recording this specific thought I'm having right now, I don't have a script for this video. I don't have a topic in mind that I think is gonna flow. It's just me wanting to express this current moment. I was walking at the beach and I was thinking about how hard it was for me to express myself before, and I wanted to save this moment, and I wanted to save my passion for sharing that. So even if this video gets 0 views, I can look back and watch this moment. And even if I didn't record it, if it was a different experience, it's about honoring the moment. Please honor where you are right now and who you are right now. You are so much more admirable than you think, but you also don't need to be admirable for it to be worth expressing and for it to be worth, living in this world. You don't need people to understand you. You don't need people to accept you. You don't need anyone to approve of you. You don't even need to approve of yourself necessarily. You just exist and you just live everything to the fullest, and you don't hide from life in any way, and express yourself. Wear all the weird things you want to wear. Experiment with everything in life. Read different types of books. Try different friendship groups. Do random activities. Apply to random jobs. Just express yourself in ways that you didn't think was okay to do publicly. Start a channel. I don't know if you want to do that. If you want to start a new hobby. Let's say you want to do, this is random, but let's say you want to do pole dancing. and you're like shy, do that. Literally, you don't even have to expose it to anyone yet. Just give yourself the experience. Give yourself the experience of doing something. If you think you're not artsy, but you want to do something creative, do that. If you want to pick up a hobby, if you think you're not sporty, but you truly want to try something, do that. If you don't align with your family's values, but you want to express your own, I don't know, political or religious view or your outlook on life, do that. If you feel like you don't get along with your friends and you're going to be an outcast if you stand for what you care about and your values, literally do that. Anything that breaks down because you chose to express who you are was never meant to like stay in the first place. Because if something is exposed to resistance and it breaks down, it was supposed to break down. Things that are strong enough, they will not break down by you just being yourself. Like when we build buildings, we don't just put them up so but no one goes in there, and we don't allow for any wind load or any earthquakes. Like, we build a building and it has to stand the test of time. And even if you express yourself and you lose friendships, you lose relationships, that is also not a failure. That was supposed to happen. That was supposed to take you to this moment, and you can still love everything and everyone in the past and in your heart, but it doesn't have to continue, because anything that is stopping you is just a prison, and you can't even blame them for it, because you are choosing to stay in the box that you have built for yourself, or they are expecting of you. So yeah, if there's anything that I can add you guys, please let it be the fact that I want you to express yourself in the most bold, crazy version of yourself as possible, and share your journey with me. If you are going on this journey, please share your journey with me. I just want to exist with you guys in this sunset moment. The audio and the video quality is crazy, but it is what it is. We do what we do, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today. There was like a bug that was making sounds literally like around here, and I have a massive phobia, and I stayed on here to finish the video, and I'm really proud of myself because I faced that fear that I have, and I just focused on the present moment. That's another thing. When you're expressing yourself truly, you're more resilient towards your fears. You're more strong towards the things that usually bother you, because you have a purpose that is just so core and so strong. So there are many perks to unapologetically expressing yourself. So please keep going. I love you guys, and thanks for listening. I can't wait to see you next time. Mwah.